On this episode of the Layover Live, we have a very special guest in the house. Jenny Lamb from Google is here to talk attribution modeling. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, Director of Digital Marketing, and really excited because I have my good friend here, Jenny Lamb from Google. So Jenny, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do at Google?
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Lamb. I'm an agency development manager at Google, and what that means is I work with our premier partner agencies like Simpleview, making sure that they are up to speed with the latest and greatest from the big G. So, super excited to be here.
That's good. Well, we're really happy to have you here. And I'm really happy because this week's article comes from the Insider Adwords blog this week, which talks about smarter attribution really for everyone, really kind of leading the way for Google's new attribution tool that's coming out, which we were really excited about. I know you guys announced that earlier this summer.
Yep.
And really attribution is awesome because we've talked about moving beyond the click, moving more towards conversion. Attribution is a great way to help us manage that and really to help advertisers really show the impact across device and across channels. So maybe tell us a little bit more about what we can be expecting once this comes out in 2018.
Definitely. So super excited about Google Attribution. It's been a big ask for a long time. I love what you said about moving beyond the click. It's super important that all of us, especially DMOs, start thinking about, okay, what led to the actions that are happening on either their sites or partner sites, and how are we measuring that and tracking kind of everything that's going on in the back end so we can be successful with all of our digital marketing dollars. One of the big asks that we've seen and heard across the industry is that there hasn't been a consistent platform where we can measure all of the different marketing channels that we're doing online. Yeah. You've got your AdWords numbers, you've got analytics, then throw in Facebook, Marin, other platforms. There's so much stuff going on. You've got so much data. How do you kind of consolidate that down and fully understand, the big picture? So Google Attribution is hoping to do that. So you can link up your AdWords, your analytics. It's going to be partnering with a bunch of other third-party tools.
Great. So
we can actually see, okay, across the board, this is my attribution story. This is the narrative. We were seeing this stuff from SEO. We're seeing this from paid. We're seeing this from social. And it'll give you a really clear picture. In addition to that, one thing that I'm personally excited about is it's going to be offering a lot of the different attribution models. So I think, as you're familiar with,
yeah, we've always used last click, right? So that's always like the one. So really, the last click kind of gets all the credit. This kind of helps map out that customer journey in a more holistic way, and really then provides value across the path, right? So maybe talk about that.
Exactly. So a big issue is that people were giving all of the credit to that last click. So a good example of that is, you do a search for best places to stay in a certain location. Then you come back and you do a search for that specific hotel that struck your interest. And then you actually make a booking when you come back for a third time and do a search for that specific hotel and maybe the exact city that you're going to. Well, every search that you made along the way had a part in that journey.
Absolutely.
And some could argue that the first search was actually the most important, not the last one.
Very true.
So there's a bunch of these different attribution models that you can use to tell that story. So last click is still available. We're not taking it away, don't worry. But we're introducing a few others and a number of different types of attribution modeling that lets you give equal credit to every click that happens along the path to purchase or the path to booking. Or that lets you give credit to the one that's closest to booking, but still lets you give credit to the other clicks that happened before that. So there's probably going to be, right now we've got 6 different attribution models that are available, and those will be available in Google Attribution.
So that's awesome. So I'm really excited about that again as we really try to move past thinking beyond the click, although traffic is important, but thinking about what those people do once they get to the website. This attribution tool sounds like it's a great way to start giving credit using a data-driven model to really show what's happening across the customer journey. So excellent. Now, in the meantime, though, really cool, we can still get some of this attribution modeling set up inside of AdWords today, right?
Absolutely. So that's what I think is the first step to take. Obviously, Google Attribution is coming in the future, coming in 2018, so we've got to wait a little bit for that.
We're cross our fingers.
Exactly. But in the meantime, you can actually do this type of modeling in AdWords itself. So if you were to log into your AdWords account, you can actually see all of these different attribution models if you go into the Tools Attribution section. And your account managers and strategists can help you find those, where you can actually see, oh, I think a linear attribution model would be great here. So I give credit to every click along the path to conversion. So yeah, available in the account today. So definitely check that out, because I think that will give you a good insight too into how powerful these different types of modeling and models are compared to last click.
Yeah, excited. We're really happy to have this come out. Glad that we can do it today. Really dependent though on making sure the conversion tracking is set up properly. We're measuring goals across the website, all things that are important because it's all tied to a conversion. So thanks for sharing that. So now it brings us up to our question of the day. A good question, actually, really good question that you're here for this one. So this is coming from Monty, who's at the Irving CVB in Texas. And what he wants to ask is around video, right? And knowing that video is cost prohibitive and sometimes we have to worry about budgets, what are some tools that you recommend that could be used to help with video, maybe to cut some of those costs?
Yeah, Monty, this is a great question, and one that we get all the time, because YouTube is such a powerful tool, and video advertising, especially in the tourism space, is huge. Being able to kind of showcase your location and destination can be super powerful. So it's a great opportunity. Once you actually have your video, it's not too cost intensive once you're setting up a YouTube campaign. So what tools do we have available? Well, one tool that I personally love that is something that we've seen adopted across the space has been YouTube Director.
Yes, great tool.
Great tool, super easy to use. It's actually an app that allows you to shoot these really high quality, awesome videos and edit them all from your phone. And it's a great place to start if you are looking for, the ability to kind of shoot, quickly stitch together a 30-second ad bit. And let me tell you, it's not just for those that are on a budget. We've seen use studies and case studies for some big brands. Actually, Burger King made an insane video ad with YouTube Director, not using any high quality equipment at all, just using their phone.
Well, there you go. If big brands are doing it,
exactly,
should be good enough for you. Now, it's not going to replace your flagship pieces, which require that touch, but for the vast majority of your video and to get that content out there, it is a really, really cool app to use. We've used it. It works excellent. It also has the ability then to just take that video, load it right up into YouTube, and then be able to advertise against that and drive that inspiration, which is really where DMOs live, in that top of funnel, inspiring people to travel there.
Absolutely.
So great. So that's really good. So YouTube Director, check it out. It's a really, really good app. And Monty, that's a great way for you guys to start taking your video to the next level. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you here, and we'll see you next week.